I admit it. I was wrong about early retirement, and I've been retired now about 9 months. I retired at 59 years old, and before that, I was a financial advisor for over 20 years. And when I first got into the industry, when I first became a financial advisor, I really thought it was about getting to the number. What number does my client need in order to be able to retire? But you know what? Getting to the number is only one piece of it. It's an important piece, but it's also the psychological aspect of things and preparing ahead of time for that day where you're gonna wake up on a Monday morning and not have the commute to work. So in my situation, even though I had hit my number, it was still a challenge to say, "You know what? I'm gonna give up that monthly paycheck. I'm gonna give up this routine. I'm gonna give up coming to work," and in my case, I was fortunate, and being with people that I enjoyed working with all the time. I'm gonna give that up in order to have this other life that I knew I was gonna enjoy, that I helped hundreds of other people transition into. But the financial aspect of it, again, while it's important, is only a piece of it. Now, when it comes to the plan, I do encourage you to work with a financial advisor, somebody that's a fiduciary for you 100% of the time, because before you go in and tell your boss, "Hey, you know what? It's my time. I'm gonna hang up my cleats, and I've got this new life that I'm looking forward to doing." Before you have that moment, you wanna know for sure that you have enough money to retire. You wanna have the confidence that comes with that. And I know many of my viewers are not going to hire a financial advisor. Most fiduciary financial advisors are gonna charge about 1% a year. And that's why I'm excited that I've affiliated with the group that used to be New Retirement. They're now Bolden. Um, for the people that want to do it themselves, I urge you not to use Excel spreadsheets, not to use Google Sheets. It's just too easy to make a mistake. And Bolden, the old New Retirement, they've got robust software that's designed to help make sure that you're thinking about the right things, that there's not a mistake between the cells. One cell's pointing to this, or, "Oh, I forgot about taxes," or, "I forgot about something else." So, if you're interested in Bolden, it's very affordable. It's about $10 a month, $120 a year. And if you use the QR code here, or if you use the link below, you'll be supporting this station. They're not sponsoring this video, but I am proud to be an affiliate for them and to recommend this software to you. Okay, so getting back to, what was I wrong about? Well, one of the things I was wrong about is even though you come up with a number, like I had my first financial plan done, believe it or not, when I was 20 years old. And I had just started working and was like, "How long do I have to do this?" Right? And so I had a game plan, and you know what the nice thing was? I hit having that game plan, having that roadmap, I was ahead of schedule most of the time. Now, sometimes, the market would correct and I'd be behind schedule, but, um what ends up happening is what I thought as a 20-year-old I would need to, quote, unquote, "retire." This was the FIRE movement before there was a FIRE movement, the financially independent retire early movement. Um, and so what happens is your goalposts continue to move, and in my case, it was a good thing that those goalposts moved because what a 20-year-old thinks they need to retire is very different than somebody that's in their 50s, and they may have some adult children that they wanna help with college, that maybe they wanna help with some other things. They realize the reality of, healthcare is expensive. If you retire early and you don't have Medicare, you've got that gap. What are you gonna do? That can be expensive. And even with Medicare, the average person is facing over $155,000 in medical expenses that, either Medicare doesn't cover or your copay, and that also includes the cost of Medicare that we have to pay for, and that's according to a report by Fidelity. So that's a lot of money, But again, it's not just about the financial side of things. It's about that Monday morning. And what are you going to do when you no longer have that routine? You no longer have that shared sense of purpose that you had with a company. Excuse me, sorry about that. What are you going to do when that's no longer part of your life? And it does take a while to transition into retirement. Now, the happiest retirees I know are people that started thinking about the transition years before they retired. And they thought, what am I going to retire to? What is that new passion going to be? And oftentimes, for many of us, after 20, 30 years or more of working, some of the passions that we had when we were 20, we don't have anymore. We're a different person. And finding new passions can be challenging. And you tell a 20-year-old then, they can think of 100 things they'd rather be doing than working. But again, after being part of a team for a long time, after developing a level of expertise in whatever you were doing, it can be hard to transition. And so thinking about that years ahead of time, and one of the most important things, and this sounds super simple, but the reality is over half of all Americans don't take the tiny bit of vacation that our employers do offer us. And I was in this category myself. Yeah, Americans get very little vacation compared to other developed countries. So it's important that even if we're like, well, what am I going to do, on vacation? Let's say you get 4 weeks of vacation, you take 2 or 3 weeks. What am I going to do with that extra week? I think that's a great exercise. It's a chance to try something new to see if you like it. The other thing is, boy, I think academia has this right by giving people sabbaticals every 5, 6, 7 years. And it doesn't have to be a 9-month academic sabbatical, even just a month of getting away and rethinking what are the things that are important? What are the things that energize us? What are the things that get us excited and put a skip in our step? And I should say that not everybody is meant to retire early and not everybody is meant to retire. There are some people, Warren Buffett is the classic example. I believe he's 94 years old as I record this. His business partner, Charlie Munger, just passed away recently at the age of 99. But both of those guys just loved going into work, loved what they were doing. And for people like that, that is a version of their retirement. Maybe they cut back on work, but finding something that you're as passionate about as that is going to be hard. But for the vast, vast majority of us, there is a life outside of work. And to not retire early or retire at 65 or 67, whenever the age is, that's right for you, to not retire because, you think, well, what am I going to do that would be more fun than work? Really, I think 99% of us can find something that's more exciting than work. So what was I missing when I was new in the industry? It was really about, help my clients get to this number and then they can retire. And frankly, one of my biggest surprises was how hard it is for people to make that transition even after they have the financial plan in place, even after they know they have their number. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, the YouTube algorithm says this is the next video of mine that you should watch. I encourage you to watch it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.